Hi everyone, this is Dayu from Ecom Ops. Today I'm going to talk about credit cards. Why am I talking about credit cards? It's not logistics. Well, I think that credit cards are such an important part of your operations. A lot of people have been asking me about it actually. I would argue that if you can get access to good credit cards, it would be actually a mistake not to use credit cards in your e-commerce or dropshipping business. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you about some suggestions for great credit cards for e-commerce as well. Let's get to it. All right, so why credit cards? Pretty simple. In this business and probably most businesses, cash flow is king. Now, are you finding yourself doing this? Are you using PayPal? Are you using bank transfers, a debit card to pay your Facebook ads, and you are paying upfront for those ads? Some days that you have to wait for Stripe or PayPal to release your payment, you have to pay your suppliers and you don't have enough cash, and that's actually if you don't have a PayPal hold, for example. I'm sure a lot of you out there, like if you're doing this, you're having a lot of cash flow issues. Sure, the cash might be there, it's in someone else's account, it's in PayPal's account or Shopify's account, but you're not having that short-term cash to make you comfortably live your life or run your operations. Credit cards completely change up that equation, especially if you use it in e-commerce. So the most common way to use it is probably paying for Facebook ads. Now, depending on your billing cycle, you're paying off your credit card bill after 30 days or so, sometimes even more depending on the cycle, and you can carry that balance over that billing cycle completely free of charge. I mean, it's literally like a free loan over that 30-day period, and by the way, sometimes for longer, but I'll talk about that later. Your short-term cash flow becomes much better. I mean, the credit card bill is still not your cash. However, your short-term cash flow, what's in the bank, that situation is a lot better and gives you a lot more flexibility to live your life and run your business operations, to pay your supplier and pay your employees. So let's imagine this. Let's say you have you spend $20,000 in a month on Facebook ads with a credit card, and let's just say your ROAS is 2.5x and you make $50,000 in revenue that month. You need to pay your supplier, let's say upfront with a bank wire, let's say $15,000 or so on that, plus some other costs, let's say the team, all your other operational costs, you have to pay $5,000. So basically that leaves you with $10,000 in net margins for the month. However, because you don't have to pay that $20,000 credit card until later, you have the full $30,000 in cash sitting in your account that you're able to do whatever you want to expand, to again, live your life. Now that money is not all yours. You still have to pay that bill eventually, and you should definitely pay it on time, by the way. However, you can imagine that it gives you so much room to make your business work, so much room to live in this industry where short-term cash flow is just so important. Another reason why credit cards are great is rewards. Now, it depends on the country. US credit cards tends to have the best rewards. However, different countries have different deals, but getting rewards or cash back from just literally doing nothing than just using your credit card, it's amazing. I mean, I've been splitting credit cards a lot over the last 10-20 years actually, and I have something like 3 million points across Chase and Amex and all my other credit cards that's in my balance. I've been spending them as well. I haven't had to pay for a personal vacation plane ticket in the last 5 years for my wife and myself, and we usually fly business class just on miles converted from points. So this is all just literally from nothing than just spending my credit card, using our credit card on Facebook ads or in other expenditures. So obviously that's a huge benefit as well. Now, a couple things to be aware of though. The first important thing is that you always want to pay off your credit card bill on time. I mean, this is really, really important. Some people might be concerned about credit card bills and high interest rates, but that doesn't matter if you pay off your bill on time, because interest doesn't accrue until you're late on a payment. So don't pay late, that's going to get you in trouble. However, if you're responsible, if you run your business responsibly and manage your cash flow, there's no reason why you'll run into that issue at all. Now, and by the way, there are actually some deals where you can have 0 interest rate for up to 12 months or 18 months, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. Now, the thing to be aware of is that if you don't have a good financial record, so in the US, for example, you have to have a good credit score, then you're just not going to be able to apply for that many options, that many deals of credit cards, and whatever credit card you're going to get is probably going to have a low credit limit starting at a couple $1,000s maybe. However, this is where you still want to get credit cards as soon as possible because you want to start building that credit. Even if you start with a $2,000 credit card, the more that you use it, the more you pay it off on time, the faster you can actually start requesting higher and higher credit limits. You can get $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 credit card limits probably within, I don't know, maybe a year or a couple years of just actively using it and building up that credit and, being able to positively impact your cash flow through that. My parents actually knew about this, so they actually gave me a credit card when I was like 16 or something, I forget exactly. But now I have enough credit to have a couple $100,000 in credit limit. I don't use it all, but still just having that limit allows me to do a lot in terms of financing my business in the short term so that we're not facing cash crunches when things are tight. Now, the other thing to be aware of is that you can't really use your credit card, where it's not really a good deal to use your credit card on everything. So in this business particularly, most suppliers aren't going to accept credit cards, and even those that are, they're going to charge you a higher fee, or they're going to just include the price of the processing the credit cards within their price itself. Credit card fees for the receiver tends to be quite high, could be like 2 to 3% or more, and especially for low margin businesses like fulfillment, for example, they're not going to be able to allow you to just use credit cards for free or at all. Now, that being said though, Facebook ads, Google ads, any kind of ads, they make a ton of margins, so they don't care about that 3% fee, and they let you use credit cards all you want. So if you're in this business, like, your ad spend is going to be most likely by far your biggest spend anyway. So just being able to use your credit card, put your credit card on the Facebook account, set it and forget it, that's probably all you really need to be able to give you a lot more freedom in terms of your cash flow. All right, so I'm gonna give some of my favorite recommendations that you should seriously consider if you're running an e-commerce business for credit cards. Now, a couple disclaimers. First, these are US based offers. Different countries have different offers, and I definitely advise you just to search for the best offers in your country, what's offered there. And second is that I can go on forever talking about the best credit cards and how to optimize them and how to optimize how your redemption value works, but I want to keep this short, so that's probably going to be a second video sometime later. If you're interested to see that, by the way, comment below. I might make another video going into much more in depth all the credit options and how to use them and the best way to redeem your points. Now, so first, in terms of rewards cards, the 2 best cards are the Chase Ink Business Preferred and also the American Express Business Gold. The reason why these are amazing is because they give bonuses on ad spend. The Chase Ink Preferred Business, that gives you 3x Chase points on every dollar of ad spend, Facebook, Google, whatever it might be. The American Express Gold Business, it gives you 4x points on every dollar ad spend. Now, both of them have a limit of how much you can apply that ad spend to in terms of bonuses per year. Both are $150,000 limit in terms of how much you can get bonuses from those, but that's not bad at all. What I like to do is actually I just use both of them, so when I hit the limit on one, then I start using the other and take advantage of the limit on the other. But that's not shabby at all, because if you think about it, first you might use Chase, and $150,000 spend, that equals 450,000 points, and after you use that up, you use the American Express Gold, you spend another $150,000 in ads, and that's going to be 600,000 points on American Express. So all that add together, I mean, that's a lot of dang points. And the other thing is that these reward cards, or actually a lot of these cards, especially in the US, they tend to have some pretty massive bonuses when you first sign up. I believe the Chase right now has $100,000 bonus after a certain amount of spend, just right when you sign up. And then I think the Amex has something like $70,000 bonus when you sign up and spend a certain amount. So I'm gonna find these offers actually, and I'll link to it below. Check out these offers because now is actually a particularly good time to sign up for these bonuses, because it's probably because of COVID, so these bonuses are actually rather high, higher than normal. And the thing is, if you really plan these right, these points, go extremely far in terms of redemption value. So when we say like 3x points or 4x points, that a lot of people might think that, oh, that's like 3% cash back or 4% cash back. However, there are very clever ways that you can actually convert these points into other things. Airline miles, for example, is one of the better or best redemption values. So as an example, back in 2017, I flew a first class round trip on Cathay Pacific from LAX to Hong Kong for 240,000 miles. Now it's a lot, but I mean, Cathay Pacific first class is amazing. It's like a 5-star experience. And I think at the time, those tickets were going for like $8,000 in cash. So basically, I was getting 3 cents on each mile that I converted from Chase into Cathay miles, and which means that actually on every dollar that I spent on Facebook ads, I was actually getting 9 cents of value back. Now, because of COVID, a lot of these deals are kind of like, kind of iffy right now, which is a big reason why I'm saving these points as well. And again, in the future, I'm gonna probably have a second video talking about all the ways you can optimize your points as well to get the most value out of your Facebook ad spend. Some of you might not have access to these cards. Maybe your credit is not high enough yet, but you'll get there, or maybe they're not offered in your country. However, anything is better than nothing. I mean, even like 1% or 0.5% cash back, if you think about it, you're getting those rewards for literally doing nothing than connecting it to your Facebook account. So, it's really a no-brainer to do this on top of the obvious things in terms of helping out your short-term cash flow. Another category of rather unique offers that you guys should look for are 0% APR or 0% interest offers. There's offers out there that allow you to carry a balance for 0% interest for 12 to up to 18. I've even seen 24 months actually. Like, that's insane. The other day I actually got a Chase Business Unlimited points card, and it gave me 1.5% cash back and 0% APR over 12 months and a $50,000 credit limit. I mean, just think about it. It's literally a $50,000 loan that I can carry my balance for 12 months. I have to pay a minimum payment of roughly 1% of balance, but still, like, it is like the cheapest possible loan out there. Now, these kind of cards, they usually require a good credit score, and they're not available to everyone. But if you can get access to these cards, definitely consider it, especially if you have a cash crunch event potentially coming up. For example, if you might want to commit or invest in some custom products, for example, and you really want to, kind of take out that cash on credit so you have better cash flow just to run your ads and operate your business. I mean, definitely something that you should look out for and consider. And actually, the Chase Unlimited card that I signed up for, I believe they have like a $750 bonus when you sign up and spend a certain amount. So if I can find that, I'll link that below as well, so you guys can check that out as well. Outside of these, there are actually a lot more options, and like I said, there's a lot of ways to optimize your spending so you maximize your value out of these cards. And don't forget, like, it's not just about rewards, it's mostly about the flexibility for you to be able to manage your short-term long-term cash flow better and not be always just cash in, cash out and worried about paying your suppliers, paying your employees, because cash flow is so important. All right, well, I'm gonna make another video eventually about more details on this, but for now that's it. So thank you guys for watching. Join our Facebook group, Ecom Ops, where we talk about a lot of e-commerce operations topics, and we are a premium fulfillment company. So if you're interested in the best in the business and you have steady orders, check us out, ecomops.com. I'll link to it below. Until next time, this is Dayu from Ecom Ops. See you guys later.